They come and go, you know, but classic cars and new, older cars, yeah.
What if your car could look brand new again? Today, I'm taking you inside the art of professional car detailing at the car factory with Neil, the expert behind N.P Detailing. Stick around to see the secrets that made my Volvo XC90 shine like never before.
My name's Neil, the owner of N.P Detailing in Leicester, and I've been detailing for about 10 years. So last 2 days, actually, I've worked on a Volvo XC90, which is this one you can see behind me in gold. It's a 2008 model, quite an old car, very challenging paintwork, but as you can see, the results are really nice. And it's come out really, you know, glossy, and the paintwork is very smooth compared to how it was before. So the outside, so what I did is wash the outside, decontaminate the paint so that all the roughness in the paint, I got it out, and then I machine polished the paintwork to make it shiny and glossy and flattened any rough parts. Applied the final stage on the outside was a 12-month ceramic sealant, which I applied to the whole car on the exterior, including the lights, the windows, all the plastics. I polished up these chrome strips here. They were quite oxidized from the weather and the sun. Did the wheels, cleaned the wheels as well, and ceramic coated them with a three-year ceramic. Also, I concentrated on the interior. So I cleaned the carpets, cleaned them with the extractor machine, which extracts all the dirt out of the carpet, the mats and everything, freshens them up. Then I wiped down all the surfaces, all the door panels, all the door cards and everything went over with a detailing brush, wiped away any dirt residue onto a cloth. And then I coated all the plastics and everything with a special UV protection. So the plastic doesn't look dry, it's got a nice sheen to it, and it's a nice smell as well. So I've covered the whole interior with that. That's the dashboard, all the controls, the center of the steering, around the instrument cluster, around the radio as well, all around there, all the plastics and everything is being coated on that with that. This one I'd say took me 2 full days. So because it's such a big vehicle and has had a lot of decontamination in the paint was very rough. I had to really sort of get that as smooth as I could and machine polish it to a really high standard. So it takes about 2 days. So never use acid-based products. Use balanced products. Don't go to a hand car wash because they use harsh chemicals, acid on the wheels and everything, and just a rag basically to wash it. Cause damage to your paint. So the automatic revolving ones, they're quite harsh. They'll leave scratches all over the top end of the car where the rollers go over at high speed, and then drag the dirt on the car basically, cause damage. So use the right products as well. Drying towels, microfiber cloths, microfiber soft mitts, wheel brushes, soft ones as well, and a drying towel to finish off the drying. Yes, front end of this vehicle has been sprayed not to a good standard. Hasn't got a gloss on it, enough lacquer, should I say, or clear coat. So I can only get it as glossy as I could get it. Obviously, the products that professional detailers use are a higher standard than what you'd get in somewhere like a vehicle accessory shop or something, off the shelf type of stuff. The stuff that I use is all branded from a company that specialises in car cleaning products. I also have my own products for drying towels, microfiber products. So I use them as well on customers' cars as well. So yeah, products I'd say is number one. Experience as well. Some people try to machine polish and everything, but they don't exactly know the science behind it and how it works, what they're actually doing when they're polishing. So obviously professionals with more experience, I suppose, better products used, longer lasting products, durable products on the vehicle. So I put on a 12-month sealant, which is called Matrix Auto. It's made by AutoSmart. It's called Matrix Recharge. Now, this product is very versatile in where you can use it. It's very easy to apply. It's durable. It lasts on the car as long as it's washed with acid-free products. If you use an acid-based product on any product that you put on the vehicle coating, it will strip the coating completely off the car. So pH balanced products would, make sure it stays on the car longer. It's a really good product. I've used it numerous times where I give the customer an option. Basically, do they want a 3-year or a 12-month ceramic sealant? Depending on the age of the car. If it's a newer car, I would say, then it would be better to put a 3-year coating. If you've got like old paintwork like this, 2008, it won't add much gloss or anything more to the vehicle. But you can see it's got nice gloss to it. I would say interior is important because you spend most of your time in the vehicle driving it. So if you've got a nice, fresh, clean interior, it just makes it nicer to drive. And also bacteria, things like that, viruses, by cleaning the interior, you get rid of bacteria and stuff like that. So you prevent illness as well, don't you? And wear and tear on the plastics and stuff by coating it. So you're protecting the inside as well. So what they use is one bucket. They will wash the car and the wheels and everything with this one bucket of water. Some people, believe it or not, use washing up liquid. That is a big no-no. Now, if you use washing up liquid on this, it's quite acidic, corrosive. It will strip the coating off. So people use washing up liquid because they can't be bothered to go into the shop and buy the proper shampoo or, Secondly, a sponge. That's a big no-no as well. A sponge is a flat surface. Although it's soft, any little bit of grit on the end of that sponge on the surface will cause scratches, which is why you get swirl marks. A lot of people wash like this and they add too much pressure when washing. You don't need to. When you're washing a car, it's very light, straight lines like this. And you always start at the top because the top of the car is the cleanest, depending on where you park, and the bottom of the car is the dirtiest. 2 buckets. You have a grit guard in there which stops the dirt from the mitt going back on the mitt. So what you do is you have 1 bucket of water, clean water, 1 bucket of clean water with shampoo in it. You dip your hand in the shampoo, then you start at the top, nice straight lines, very lightly. That's all you need to do. Let the shampoo do the work. Then you look at the mitt. If it's got dirt on there, you dip it in the clean water, just plain water. You do this, you rub the mitt, all the dirt comes out, goes underneath the grit guard, stops it coming back. Then you back in the shampoo, then you go again. And you repeat the process all the way around the top half, then you do the bottom half. Some people can get away with using a snow foam. Snow foam is good because it's similar to shaving where it acts like a lubricant. So you cover the car with snow foam, then you can use the mitt with the snow foam very lightly, and it's not going to scratch because you're not putting pressure and you're just using the layer of the snow foam as a lube to clean the car. Wheels, completely separate bucket, and wheel brushes. Never mix, because that's where you will cause scratches. The sheer size of the car is big, you know. Sometimes these can be a little bit difficult, the curves when polishing, because a pad is just flat. So you have to manipulate the machine to go around the curve. That's the difficult part. Yeah, it's just the size of the car, really, how big it is. Time consuming, labor intensive, I'd say, especially on your back, if you've got a backpack. Yeah, I do maintenance detailing. So like this, if you were to bring it back in, I don't know, 6 months, 7 months or whatever, I can do a maintenance detail to bring it back to looking like this after a good wash, safe wash, I call it, without scratching and everything, using the correct products. Also, I can even put another layer of the ceramic sealant. So it would just another layer on top of the layer that's on there. So you're just building it up. You can build it up. So it's not a problem. That's why it's so versatile. I do engine carbon cleaning, which literally gets rid of all the carbon inside the engine, restores the power, MPG, increases the MPG, makes the car run so much quieter, smoother. It can restore, I'm told, up to 15 brake horsepower. That's from the company that make the machine. So I do that as a service. I do engine bay cleaning, engine bay detailing as well. And I'm thinking of doing PPF, plastic protection film wrapping as well, but it depends. There's not much demand for it. It is harder, yeah, and it's self-healing. So if there's a scratch on it, if there's hot weather, it will heal by itself, the scratch, and disappear. But it's pricey. It's not cheap. So, and I would only recommend putting it on very new cars, not on old cars, because you've already got defects in the paint. Why would you want to seal the defects with a expensive PPF? It doesn't make sense. So that's why I always say to customers, if you have a used car, go with a ceramic, because it's an older car. You can still, make it look good and take years off it like this. Look, this is 2008. Doesn't look it now, So yeah. I would say I've actually experienced it. A customer of mine bought me a Citroen C2, very cheap car, £800 it cost him. It was a black C2. I polished it, detailed it. He sold it for £1,400 within 2 weeks. I had a motorcycle which I had for 5 years. I bought it for £1,200. I detailed it, put it up for sale. It went for £2,000. So the first person that saw that bike literally said, "I'm having this bike," because it looked so, and it was a 1999 model, but it looked like amazing, the shine on it and everything. So yeah, it does. I think it is because people spend a lot of money on their vehicle, and the worst thing you want to do is neglect it. You want to keep it looking fresh. You want to look after it, because if you look after the car, it's going to look after you. And when it comes to reselling, if it looks good, someone will, definitely buy it, because of it shows that you've looked after it. Some people pop the bonnet, they see a dirty engine. The impression is, has this car actually been serviced or has it been looked after? But if you pop the bonnet and see a immaculate, nice, clean engine, you're going to think, wow, this person takes pride in their car. So yeah, I think it is important, and I don't know why a lot of people haven't heard of detailing. Detailing is actually an American thing, but now it's popular in the UK and all over the world. So yeah. Okay, so first of all, I've got a website, www.npdetailing.com. Email address is info@npdetailing.com. I'm on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, NP Detailing, obviously. I'm on TikTok as well. So I've got my own TikTok account and sell products on TikTok as well. Also, I've got a YouTube channel, N.P Detailing. So make sure you take a look and look at the videos. There's loads of cars on there. Some of them might look really young. Some of them might look old like now, you know. But last 10 years I've been doing it. So yeah, make sure you hit subscribe. Okay, so this was the worst part of the car because this had a paint job. Very rough paint it was. Now it's really smooth. It used to sound like sandpaper, but now it's completely smooth. So what I did is machine polish this with a compound and then finish with a nice softer compound which brings out the gloss in the paint. If this had more clear coat on it, it would be more glossy, but this is as glossy as it's going to get. So wash the car first, completely decontaminated it with a clay bar by rubbing the surface while it was wet. And when you lift the clay bar, you will see all the contaminants in the clay bar. There was a red residue on this vehicle, but I think that was overspray from when the calipers were painted. But that's all come off now. This is the true color of the car now. Once you get rid of decontamination, you see the true color of the vehicle as well. It looks actually, darker cars look darker, lighter cars look a lot more fresher, you know? Because once you get rid of all the contaminants, you see the fresh color of the car come out. So machine polished the whole car, one stage polish, 2 stage in some areas, depending on the worst parts. These headlights, they were polished as well, completely smooth now. You can see here, there's very small little cracks in the plastic. That's common on most headlights, is heat. Because these headlights, they run very hot. They're xenon headlights, so they run very hot. So this plastic gets hot, cold, hot, cold. So what happens is you get minor cracks, and also the sun. It's always on every car that I've seen it's always one side is worse than the other because of the way the sun is. So I rubbed them down, polished them up, and they're nice and clear now. I've put ceramic coating, 3-year ceramic on these headlights as well, just to further protect them. So the wheels, obviously they're washed, coated with 3-year ceramic coating on the calipers as well, just to help protect them. They were refurbished recently. Cleaned the tyre and then put the tyre dressing on there to make it look fresher and blacker. These trims were dressed as well. I've put a restorer coating on there as well. And all this was machine polished all the way around. Glass was cleaned and coated as well with this sealant. And these lights were polished up. As you can see, the shine on them is absolutely amazing. They're machine polished. And these plastic trims here, these have been oxidized by the sun. So these were machine polished and they're nice and glossy now, how they should be. So this is like from factory how they would look. But they had no gloss on it whatsoever. Let's move on to the engine bay. So the engine bay, first of all what I did is I sprayed degreaser everywhere and I went around with a soft bristle brush like this, working in that degreaser everywhere, and with a very fine spray of water I just rinse off the engine. I did it about twice because it was quite bad. This cover was quite bad because it's an old car, isn't it? So it's going to be aged, you know. This is the best it's going to look. Obviously there's paint missing here and things, you know, so, but it's a lot cleaner. And I've put a protective dressing which protects the rubbers from cracking, because as the engine gets hot, rubbers dry out and it can crack. Now you've got them protected. It's a lot more better for the car. Also, I used a carbon clean machine, and this is what a carbon clean machine looks like. So this can do up to 8-litre engines. This little thing here, you put the pipe into here, connects with the battery from the cable onto the car, and you put this pipe into here, the air intake, which is up here. This is the air intake. So the air goes into the engine this way, through the air filter and then into the engine. So what you do is you put this pipe up here, and the machine makes the hydrogen gas with another gas which has got cleaning agents in it, and it releases from here. It literally pumps it out from here. The engine sucks it in naturally and it cleans out carbon through the turbo if you've got a turbo as well. It can, if you've got sticky veins or something in the turbo, it can clean that out as well. And you run it for about an hour. Every 15 minutes you give it a rev on the accelerator just to help expel the carbon out the back. Sometimes you get a bit of black smoke come out. Sometimes you get nothing because it literally atomizes the carbon to really small particles. So it gets rid of it. How I know it works is after half an hour when I rev it, the revs go. They fly like this really quick. So they're running better, the revs are quicker, so you're getting better combustion in the engine and it's running more efficient. So yeah, this is the machine. It's really good. Been using this for about nearly 4 years and it's never let me down. Absolutely amazing machine. Scottish company. So yeah, I try to stick with the UK because if something goes wrong, then I know I can, you know, get help. So yeah, that's the engine bay. Then got the interior. So obviously the driver's side is always the worst because the driver always drives the vehicle. So you can see I've put the sealant here as well, ceramic sealant. Dressing here, dressing on the plastics, shampoo the carpets, put the dressing on here as well, all on the indicator stalks, all UV protectant. And the leather seats, they're quite badly cracked. This can happen when a lot of people buy new cars, but they never ever cream the leathers. So if you don't cream the leathers every 6 months to a year, when the sun comes through, you know, on a nice hot summer's day onto the seats, it dries them out. Leather's like skin, yeah, it needs moisturizing, protection. So I've cleaned these as much as I could. Obviously they're quite badly worn, so I didn't want to go too harsh on them because I don't want to damage the leather, but they look better than before. And also I put the leather cream, so they're a lot more softer now. And some of the cracks have actually, the creases are actually, you know, reduced. So it's a lot better. Back seats are always better. So moving on to the back seats. Everyone has, you know, kids in the car and that. I've got kids and they do make a mess, you know. And sometimes there's food and stuff in here that gets in places and it's difficult to get at, but I managed to move the seat forward, clean all inside there. You see under here as well, shampooed as well. So all that's gone. And the carpets as well here. Mats were clean and the carpets as well. And all the seats were creamed as well. These are a lot better condition than the front ones, and that's purely because tinted windows. Tinted windows prevent the UV rays coming in and drying out the seats. So it's really good to get tinted windows. So yeah, just finished off with the boot area. Put the plastic coating on here, on these as well. Shampooed all the carpets here and everything. So yeah, clean the rear glass. The rear was all polished as well, and the roof as well. So yeah, I definitely like working on older cars rather than new. So Ferraris, Lamborghinis, those kind of things, they don't interest me. I'm more old cars and with problems with the paint like this had, and bringing them up, you know, to make them look fresher and newer. I like a challenge, you know. So yeah, for me, for what I do, I prefer older cars, detailing older cars than newer cars. Newer cars, they come and go, you know, but classic cars and older cars, yeah.